Hi and welcome. This is second start. As soon as I start talking, Wally starts fighting with the cat. Yep, story of my life. Anyway, I hope that you've been well. I am feeling much better. Thank goodness, because I was beginning to think that was going to be the rest of my life. Not really a lot of update. My granddaughter Jacqueline, who lives with me, I went with her last Thursday to the Paul Mitchell School of Hair Design, Cosmetology, because she's interested in maybe going to school for cosmetology. So we drove from here over to Schenectady, where the school's located, and I really dislike Schenectady. It is the dirtiest city. We finally got through the one-way road maze and parked in a parking lot and went into the building. Well, we didn't even get into the building. Well, we had to walk through a building that housed the YMCA to get out to the main street to get into Paul Mitchell. And as soon as we came out of that hallway, a man accosted us on the street looking for spare change. So, welcome to Schenectady, New York. You hear a lot of stories about how great New York is, but there's a lot of poor people and a lot of really bad spaces. It really made me mad, kind of, to even think that my granddaughter might have to travel there for school. And I walked through, and it's a good, I guess, school. But I think she's having second thoughts too, and we may look for another school in maybe Vermont that she can go to. Anyway, you probably weren't interested in that, but I thought I would tell you anyway. Just more of my disgust with New York State. Yeah. So, I hope that in your corner of the world things are going well. I did do some stitching this week. Not a lot of variety, so it's probably going to be a short video, but that's okay. I kind of like shorter videos. So anyway, the things that came up in the past week were the Chinese New Year. So Happy New Year to any people celebrating. And I said that they're going into the year of the rat, and it's year 4718, so Happy New Year. And I was going to work on My Little Mouse by XJU Designs, or JU Design, on Etsy. And that's what that looks like. And I was going to do it on her 40 count Bergen linen in the colorway Grandma's Slip. I keep wanting to put Grandpa in a slip. It doesn't work. Anyway, I said I didn't know if 40 count was going to be all that fun. For me, no. And I don't think it's as much my eyesight as my hands, because this kind of made my hand shake. My dexterity is definitely not what it used to be. Hand surgery, I guess, does that to you. Anyway, this is what it looks like. That's My Little Mouse on 40 count linen, and that's as far as he's going. I finished the mouse. I didn't do the border. I thought I might do this again on like an 18 count Aida or a 28 count even weave or something like that, and see how it goes. Because I really like the design and I'd like to do the border. There's some pretty purple in it, but I just can't do 40 count. That kind of did me in, although he's a cute little mouse. Yeah. So anyway, Happy New Year. I did the My Little Mouse. It was good. It'll make a cute little something. But everybody knows I'm not a big finisher. Although I do like to finish some things. So another thing that I stitched on in the past week was Mother of the Ocean by Primitive Hair. And this I really love. This I enjoy stitching on. this is a lot of fun. Of course, if you know me, I'm not really a prim stitcher, but that's what Mother of the Ocean looks like. It's beautiful. And I will show you. The whole thing is much smaller than I thought it was, but that's what I've got done so far. And the whale, of course, will come down through here, and there's constellations, and there's a few words, and it's really beautiful. Last time I had the M, I was working on the M, and so all the whale, the rest of the words, and this whole border part is new. But yeah, I really love it. My fabric is kind of blowing out a little bit. That's a Fabriclicious, Fabric of the Month, and the colorway is called Sweet Tea. So this has been a lot of fun to work on, and I will continue working on that in the coming maybe week or so. Although there's lots of things I want to work on, so we'll see. I gave that probably 2 more days in this last week, so that was good. So another piece I worked on was Napoleon, but that's just some brown in that top corner, so not really enough that I brought it out to show. Now another piece I worked on, which kind of falls into that Chinese New Year of the rat type of thing, was Marching Mice, which is a heaven and earth design. And as anybody who's watched previous videos knows, I'm doing this in honor of my late husband, who marched in a marching band and played the double bell baritone. So I'm only doing this little mouse right here, and I call him Theodore. And I actually put this piece into Pattern Keeper. This is a seriously confetti heavy little section. I have a feeling the whole piece is confetti. But with Pattern Keeper, it's made it so it's not really that bad. And let me show it to you. Now you know that I had a whole bunch of parked threads up in here. So all I did this past time was stitch through all that parked thread. And let me just show you what that... See if I can sit down and hold it up, and I will tell you a little bit more about it. So there is Marching Mouse, and let's see. Oh, there it is. So Pattern Keeper has a thing where it tells you how many stitches are left in any particular color. So what I did was I wrote down the color number, and in parentheses I put the starting count for stitches. Now that's in the whole project, not just in Theodore. But what I did after I finished a color, which was all my parked threads, then I wrote the remaining stitches in parentheses, and I got the number of stitches that I did. So you can see just by completing parked threads, I put in 134 stitches. But if you can see, most of my parked threads made it all the way down to here, and a lot of that is color completed. Now there's still his baritone and some tassels to do out here, but for the most part this is pretty much the bottom of the mouse. But man, is he confetti. Now if you can see, even in the spaces that look fairly completed, there are several colors even in those small areas, and Pattern Keeper is making this so much easier. And you notice this isn't even pre-gridded fabric. So I am stitching pretty much based on the location of previous stitches. And so far, it's working out really well. So I am really enjoying this, and I will probably continue this on and off because I would like to finish this year. And this I probably will frame because I really like it. I think he's really cute. And who knows, I may go back now that I'm finding it easier to stitch and do another one of the mice, because my brother-in-law Peter plays the drum, And he and his wife Val were there for me after my husband died, because he was Peter's brother. And that might be a nice gift for them. So I think that was pretty much it. Marching mice. I think that was pretty much it. Mother of the Ocean. My Little Mouse. That was it. So I went out, because I hadn't gone out and looked at any of the Facebook groups. So I did go and look at Full Coverage Fanatics, and I looked at their coming monthly sales. And so I joined sales, and I've picked pieces to work on for the month of February. So they have a Love Is All You Need challenge for February. And for that, I don't know if I have that here. For Full Coverage Fanatics in February and Love Is All You Need, I'm going to work on, of course, Simply Meant to Be with Jack and Sally, because that's love if ever there was love. And I have this piece in Pattern Keeper, and it's going along really well. And I will show you, excuse Roscoe, he's being a pain. And he's got Precious going. So this is where I am with Simply Meant to Be. And that's pretty much working into page 2. So, and that's this is a parked thread. It's not a, so there, that's it. And I'm hoping to get across page 2 and into page 3, because when I get into page 3, I'll be getting into Jack Skellington's head, and that will be fun. So, Simply Meant to Be is on my radar for the beginning of the month, and that's only, what, today's the 28th, so that's only 4 days away. So in 4 days, my part 2 of the Ingleside Imaginarium mystery sale will come out for Kaluna Brightburn's catalog of Witches Familiars, or 4 Witches Familiars. And I finished part 1, so I'm looking forward to part 2. And also the next, I don't think I have that out where I can find it. Let me see. Oh, 2000. I think I have my Christmas ornament book for 2019 out, because I was looking at those sales too. So the February ornament will come out. Oh, it's right here. I checked those out too. And for that one, February is a design by Pinocha. It's on page 102, and it's, let me turn it so the pattern's on the next page. That's the design for February. That's on page 102. And if you look at the designer's face over here, I was kind of shocked and had to read the name, because she looks exactly like a girl I was friends with in high school. So, Sharon, if you're watching this, I think she looks a lot like you. I guess we all have doppelgangers. Anyway, so I went through the 2020 ornament selection, which is in the files section of the Just Cross Stitch. It's actually called JCS Stitch Along is the name of that Facebook group, and I did link it under my last video. And if I remember, I will try to link it under this video. So that will also start for February's ornament. And so I've been doing a little bit of research as to what I want to do. And I'm thinking for I've been thinking also about my New Year, New Start for the 20th, which I won't go into here because everything is subject to change. But I think I've narrowed that down too. Plus, I think I've picked a Valentine's Day start So we shall see what we shall see. Yeah, I'll show you my page for January out of my notebook. So that's what that's looking like. There are a lot of light stitching days or no stitching days because I wasn't feeling it. Being sick just does not bode well for crafting. I did a lot of couch cuddling with Wally and Precious and Roscoe and Duke and Nessie, which are dogs. And then, I won't name the 6 cats, but I have a lot of cats piled on too. So we watched some movies and drank some tea. I drank tea. And it was all good. And I'm feeling much better. So thank you very much for the kind thoughts and the kind comments and well wishes. It's all sincerely appreciated. So thank you. I'm hoping in February I can keep up better, that I can get to more of the Facebook groups and maybe actually take some pictures of what I'm working on and post to Instagram. I have a couple of ideas of things I want to do as far as other types of embroidery and beading and clay go. And I even want to get into a little resin. It's still kind of cold here for resin, and you have to really work at getting resin warm in order for it to set properly. So I'm not sure how much of that I will get to. But yeah, I'm, even though I haven't felt like doing anything, it doesn't mean I haven't been looking around and seeing what's out there. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos. Been watching them on my TV though, so I haven't been making a lot of comments. But it's all beautiful stuff. I'm really enjoying it. And yeah. So I guess that's it. As Cinderella's mother says, be kind and be courageous. And as I say, be colorful. Make every day a fun day. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching. I hope that you remember to like or subscribe. And until next time, happy stitching. Bye.